If you've ever spent hours designing only to find out that you've been heading in the wrong direction all this while, I've been there, trust me. I found out that designs that end up in confusion and having lots of feedback and revisions often don't start out with the right questions being asked. Now, I ask these 5 questions before I even open my design software, and this has saved me so much time, energy, and second guessing. Hello, my name is Abby and I'm a graphic designer. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you watched any of my previous videos, thank you for coming back. Today, we'll be talking about the 5 questions that you need to ask your clients before you start any design project. And these questions are going to save you a lot of time, a lot of wasted energy, and pretty much give you a lot more clarity on your design direction before you get started. So let's get into it. The very first question you need to ask before you start any design is, what is the goal of this design? What is the goal of this project? You don't want to start designing without a goal in mind, because at the end of the day, to make you design something that just doesn't work, right? So you need to ask, what is the goal? What do you want people to do when they see this design? Do you want them to buy? Do you want them to visit the website? Do you want them to feel something? Do you want them to click on something? Different brands have goals for each kind of design that they want to put out. They should have goals. And if you're working with a client or a brand that doesn't have a goal for what they're trying to put out, so you should push for them to think and create a goal so that design and the process of designing goes smoothly for everybody. The second question that needs to be asked, who is this for? Who is the target audience? You can design the same product for 2 different audiences. For example, you can design skincare products for babies and skincare products for, let's say, women. And these 2 products, yes, they're skincare products, maybe body lotion, but they will be designed in different ways because the target audience is different, right? So you need to know who you're designing for so as to know the most appropriate element, typography, colors to use for your design. The third question you need to ask is, where is this design going to live? Is the design going to be on social media? Is it going to be printed? Is it just going to be an ad on a phone? You need to know where this design is going to live. Why? So you know what parameters to put in place when designing. For example, the text hierarchy you will use for, let's say, a billboard design will be totally different from what you use in a social media post. The dimensions will also be different. The way you lay out your text with your illustrations or your photographs will be different. So you need to know where this design will live in order to help you design accurately and appropriately for that brand or client. The fourth question you need to ask is, do we already have content for this brand? Is there a brand asset folder somewhere? So you're not designing something from scratch and then at the end of the day find out that you've wasted your time and the client is like, oh, we already have this or we already have that. So you need to find out from the get-go, do you already have assets? Do you already have brand colors or a brand font that I can use? This will save you a lot of time. So it's a different case if you're now going to have to create it from scratch. Always confirm if they already have elements that have been used in the past that you can reuse or repurpose. The fifth question that you need to ask is, how should this design feel? Have you ever designed for a client and the client is like, this doesn't just feel right? Exactly. So you need to ask from the beginning, how do they want their customers to feel when they interact with their design? How do they want their target audience to feel? Do they feel calm? Do they feel excited? Do they feel inspired? This will help guide your design thought process when you start designing for this client. And knowing how you want the target audience to feel will also decide the kind of colors you use, the type of typography you use, the kind of layout. It will really inform the decisions you make in your design process. So this question is very important. So before you begin designing anything, you should ask these 5 questions. What is the goal of this design? Who is this design for? Where is this design going to live? Do we have existing assets? And last but not the least, how do you want the audience to feel when they interact with this design? These questions have changed the way I approach design in every project, especially being a self-taught designer. It has helped me feel more confident going into the design process, and it has made communication with clients a lot smoother than they would have been otherwise. So let me know if any of these questions were helpful or an eye-opener, and also please feel free to share the questions that are your go-to to ask your clients before you start any project. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.